and welcome to today's training on how to set yourself up for success in 2022. Well, it's crazy to think that 2021 is almost a wrap, right? I don't know about you, but for me, it was just kind of this whirlwind and so many exciting things happened and so many challenges were overcome and there's just so much that went on in this year. But now, as we wrap up this year and look forward to 2022, I thought it would be a good time to come in and share some thoughts with you about how to really set yourself up for success. Now, I know, of course, we're in the middle of the holiday season and hopefully you're having a great one. But this is definitely, a good time, even though you're in the middle of, I'm sure, holiday celebrations and festivities. But this is a good time to take a pause and think about a couple of things I want to share with you today that's really going to help set yourself up for success in 2022. Now, if you missed my previous video, I talked a lot about finishing the year strong, and there's still time to do that. So if you want to go ahead and look at my previous video, it is on YouTube, and if you are in my free Facebook group, you can also find the video in there. And it's basically just talking about all the things that you need to do or focus on to wrap up the year strong and to make sure you're setting yourself up for a great 2022. But for today, the focus is going to be more on next year and what you need to do now, or at least start thinking about now, to set you up for a great year next year. So there's going to be a couple of things, so 6 main things that I want to share, and it's so much more than just goal setting, although goal setting is part of this process. Before I jump into the 6 points that I want to share with you, one of the things I want to do is introduce myself. So if you haven't listened to any one of my videos or you're not familiar with the work that I do, hi there, my name is Sharissa Sebastian, and I'm a leadership and executive coach primarily for women in the corporate world, so leaders in the corporate world. And so I'm really passionate about just helping you thrive, helping you to feel fulfilled, really engaged, have great work-life balance, and just do the very best that you can do without burning yourself out, so that you have the maximum amount of impact and influence, especially as you head into a new year. So with that in mind, the 6 points that I want to share with you, I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. The first thing, and this is something we don't often take time to do, although with performance reviews, cycles, and things like that at this time of year, sometimes this is part of the process, but that is celebrating your accomplishments and really acknowledging yourself for just how far you've come in this year. And when I talk about accomplishments, I don't just mean, things that you accomplished for work or, goals that you've been able to check off the list or anything like that. What I also mean is your own personal growth and development. So thinking about challenges you've overcome, how you've grown as a person, the amount of time and effort you've invested into your teams and the people around you, the amount of time you've invested into your own learning and development. All of those things deserve a moment to be acknowledged, and you definitely need to take that time to acknowledge and celebrate yourself, because it helps you get that momentum going, thinking about and planning for next year, right? So you want to make sure you are thinking about it and starting off next year on a high, and one of the ways to do that is to celebrate and be so grateful and thankful for everything that 2021 brought you. So it's looking at it through the lens of what can I bring into 2022 that was really great about 2021, and what was I able to do, and what type of person did I become that is now going to help me to step into 2022 really strong. So that's the first thing, is celebrating your accomplishments and celebrating your own personal growth and development. Number 2 is lessons learned. So thinking about those challenges, thinking about the things that you learned in this year, what are some of those lessons learned that you either don't want to repeat? So maybe there were things that happened that you learned from, and now you're in a much better place to be able to do better next year. Or you can just be lessons learned in general, right? What is it that you want to take into next year, or learn from this year that you want to remember as you go into the next year? So that's number 2. Number 3 is, and this is maybe one of the most important things, but not many people talk about this, right? When you think about planning and preparing for the future, and that is, who do you want to be, right? Who do you want to be? I do a lot of this work with my clients and my leaders when they come to me and they say, I want to do better. I want to be influential. I want to have impact. I want to feel more engaged. I want to be more motivated at work. All of these different things. I want to really have a voice. I want to do the things that I am called to do. All of those different things, and a lot of it comes from just defining the person that you want to be, right? Or the person that you are right now that's going to help you to get to where you want to be. So that's what I would encourage you to do, is to think about, who do you want to be going into next year? It can be from a leadership perspective, it can be from a personal perspective, it can be even as a parent, whatever it is. When you think about the person that you want to be going into next year, or the things you want to focus on in terms of who you are and what you want to leverage, the skills you want to build, all those things, who do you want to be as you go into next year? And list those qualities, those characteristics, the skills, traits, whatever it is that you think is going to be really important for you to focus on to be the person that you want to be as you go into next year. Okay, So that was number 3. Number 4 is your priorities, right? What are some of the top 3 to 5, and I would keep it at 3 to 5 priorities that you want to really focus on for next year? And I'll give you some examples from some of the recent coaching sessions that I've done with my clients. So some of them are going to be focused on relationship building. So networking, connecting with key people in their lives. With some of them, it's going to be the focus on work-life balance, being more present and focused and engaged with their family outside of work, being able to separate even mentally from work when they're, with their friends and family. And then for others, it's a career transition. They want to make sure that they are transitioning into something new in the new year, or positioning themselves for that. And so that's going to be a priority. And then with some of my other clients, is also what do they need to do to set their teams up for success and to give them the maximum support that they can possibly give them. So again, it goes back to priorities. So write down for yourself the top 3 to 5 priorities that you have for next year, the areas that you really want to focus on, because it's going to be critical that you are intentional in these areas from day one. Another little bonus tip here is write down in each of those priority areas what is one thing, the next baby step, the next thing that you can do in the next, like say 30 days, for example, to get you started on that track, to make sure that you are focused in that area and that you start to get the results that you want. Next, number 5, and this is one of my favorite exercises that I do at this time of year, is start, stop, continue. So you may be familiar with the start, stop, continue framework, but basically what that is thinking about as you wrap up this year and then as you go into next year, number 1, what do you want to start doing that maybe you haven't done up to this point? Number 2, what do you want to stop doing? So maybe there were things that you did that served you in 2021, but as you think about 2022, there's some things that you want to stop doing. It can be, things that you like, tangible goals that you had that you feel like, okay, that's a wrap. I don't need to be focused on that anymore. It can even be habits that you want to stop, or things that you've done, focus areas, things like that you want to stop focusing on so that you can do something different in 2022. So again, it's what do you want to start going to 2022? What do you want to stop? And then the last one is continue. What has been working really well? What are some of the things that you want to continue to do going into next year that's really going to set yourself up for success and those around you as well? And then number 6, and this is goal setting, right? So now we get to goal setting. This is not something I would definitely not, encourage you to start with just simply listing out your goals. Because what we know is that based on, like how we're wired and our psychology and things like that, it's a lot more important to get connected with who God created you to be, right? Be purposeful, be intentional, embrace who you are as a person, the things that are important to you, align everything with your values, celebrate your successes, all of those other things. Focus on the priorities, the areas of your life that are going to matter to you. Those things are so much more important than simply sitting down and setting a list of goals. But once you've got number 1 through 5 covered, so everything that we've talked about, then you can start thinking about what are some specific goals that are going to align with everything that we've talked about up to this point. What are some specific goals that you want to set for yourself? And you want to make sure they're SMART goals. So if you're familiar with the SMART goal framework, it's basically specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and then time bound. So you want to make sure that those goals are very specific, that you have a particular plan in place. And if you need help with any of this and to make sure everything is aligned, so you're not just having goals for the sake of having goals, because what happens then, you tend to procrastinate, you get unmotivated, and it's easy to get off track when you don't have goals that are truly aligned with you and what's important to you. So if you need help with any of that, that's a lot of what I'm helping my clients with right now. If you need help with any of that, then feel free to reach out to me. I'll go ahead and put the link in the comments below. And I would love to have a free conversation with you. It's a free strategy session to set you up for success for next year. And I would love to just support you in any way that I can. So if you have any questions or thoughts on this, or maybe there's something that I haven't covered that helps you to set yourself up for success, that could help others, I would love to hear from you. So go ahead and post below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your holiday season. I am so grateful and thankful for you, and have a wonderful, wonderful start to your new year. Bye for now.